Something happened pretty cool on Wall Street yesterday, and it was picked up by the cameras at CNBC right as the opening bell sounded. You know how they always have a business that gets the honor of ringing that opening bell to start trading? Well, yesterday was a company called Public Square who had their initial public offering, and we'll take a look at what happened on CNBC.
Jim, percent of sales right now, new home sales are so much higher than they have been as a percent of overall sales.
These 8,800 this quarter. The main thing you need to know, though, and I think it's really important, is that home prices are up 40% since 2019, and that's the magic number that the Fed is upset about. 40% increase, and this says, listen, we are going to have more homes, but you're not going to get that price come down.
You heard the opening bell here at the big board. PSQ Holdings debuting via SPAC this morning.
You do not see that very often. Robust chants of USA on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Why? Why suddenly were all these grizzled stock traders screaming USA like the hockey team had just won the gold medal in Lake Placid 1980? Well, it has to do with that company that I just mentioned, Public Square. Here's the founder and CEO, Michael Seiffert, to explain this to us. Michael, congratulations on the IPO, but boy, what a scene you created.
It was unlike anything I ever could have imagined. You always have kind of a picture of what that day might look like. But what I could not expect or anticipate is the reception from the traders on the floor, from the bystanders in the building that joined with us chanting USA in support of our great nation. Our country was better off because of what happened yesterday. I saw a sense of patriotism that I haven't seen in a while. And so the fact that we took our company public was just a cherry on top. Honestly, the best part of the day was to share in that moment with all these other patriots that had a lot of hope in that moment for the future of the country. It was very special.
Yeah. It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And, there's moments like that, like when the stock exchange opened after it had been shut down a few days after 9/11. There's something about that unity. And that's like, we've got something in common here. And we miss out on that sometimes in our country because we feel so divided, which, of course, now brings us to what made everyone so excited. What is it about Public Square, your company, that makes people feel patriotic?
Well, I think it's because that we are the largest network in the world of patriotic small businesses. We've highlighted well over 55,000 small businesses that have joined our platform. You can find it on the App Store, Public Square, or on Google Play if you're an Android person, and then also publicsq.com. We have this marketplace that's built upon a love for country, Constitution, and the values that it protects. And in an era of multinational globalism, it's really important for consumers to feel like they're able to put their dollars behind companies that aren't going to lecture them about progressive politics. They're not going to try to act like businesses, but they're actually just social activist organizations. Instead, these small businesses are cream of the crop, family owned and operated, salt to the earth businesses that you can feel proud of supporting with your dollars. We've created this marketplace, built it with our consumers, and us taking it public yesterday, PSQH on the New York Stock Exchange, was a great step toward continuing to become America's marketplace.
So I love this. I love this so much for multiple reasons. Let's start with the fact that you're giving people an alternative so that it's not a question of the whole Bud Light phenomenon and everything that happened there, the whole go woke, go broke thing that we keep hearing about. With Bud Light, I've always maintained that it was really easy to boycott Bud Light because you had 10 other beers that basically taste the exact same and cost about the same. And they're basically sitting in the refrigerator section right next to the Bud Light case. That makes it really easy to just choose otherwise. With companies like Amazon, I use Amazon. I don't like Jeff Bezos. I don't like his political agenda. I don't like what Amazon does with my money, but they make it very hard because there is no alternative. Is that sort of what you're offering here?
That's exactly right. To boycott is not enough. We have to have alternatives. And ultimately, we have to have an exchange, a network of alternatives, because for one-off brands, you may be able to scratch an itch, but it's a small one. You don't have the ability to truly move your spending over to a community of small businesses that you can feel proud of supporting. And that's what we're trying to build at Public Square. So we launched nationwide just over a year ago. And in the last year, we have gone from basically 0 to 100. It's been amazing to watch how fast this thing has escalated, which is validation of the very point you're describing. People are tired of the broken existing institutions. But if they're going to move their dollars away, they have to have something they're running towards. Most people, myself included, want to be known for what we're for rather than what we're against. And so we took it as a really hopeful sign when the Bud Light thing happened. We had an 800% increase in searches for beer on our platform. When Target decided to lecture kids about sexuality, and the mama bears were very frustrated by that, rightfully so, we saw our app listed ahead of Target's app on the App Store for a whole week and a half. Not only that, we've been able to escalate and grow in a fraction of the time that it took some of these other e-commerce giants, because the market is just so ready for this network of alternatives that we're building here with our consumers.
Wow, that's amazing. So explain this to me, because I'm told by corporate executives that if you're a major company of a certain size in America, you can't avoid DEI training. You can't avoid what the HR department forces on you with ESG and all of these woke policies. I've even talked to CEOs that say, listen, I don't agree with this stuff. I'd love to do away with it, but the lawyers tell me I've got to do it. So how are you avoiding it?
Simply by unsubscribing from the corrupt system. The unfortunate reality is that they think they have no way out, and they do. It's just they haven't made it their ultimate goal to depart from those systems. They sort of go along to get along, these other CEOs. And for us, we're the sworn enemy of ESG and DEI thinking because they're corrupt at their core. They don't embrace excellence. They don't embrace meritocracy. And by the way, the proof is in the pudding that these philosophies do not work. FTX, which was the massive crypto scam of last year, had the highest ESG score in the country. And yet, look what happened there. Sri Lanka, geopolitically, has the highest ESG score of many of the countries in the entire world, and yet the country's in complete disarray. China claims that they are this leader in global innovation, and yet their emissions are worse than anyone else by far. And so what we're seeing is that this is just vain virtue signaling. It's not rooted in anything real. And so the way that we proudly have an ESG score of 0 is because we made that our entire goal here. We want to make sure that our economy goes back to what it was always supposed to be about, which is meritocracy, excellence, providing value to the consumers, value to the shareholders, and making sure we're doing good for our country. And that's our goal, and it seems to be working.
So I'm guessing right now, for your business to thrive, you need two things. You need businesses who want to exchange their products and services on Public Square, and then you need consumers who are there to buy those products and services, right? So how do either of those entities get a hold of Public Square?
Well, I would imagine that after this show, there's going to be quite a few consumers and businesses that are heading to publicsq.com to sign up. So it's incredible media opportunities like this that really help grow the platform, because people hear this and they resonate with this message and they say, yes, I would love to depart from some of these woke political corporations, and I want a refreshing alternative. I just didn't know this existed. When somebody as a consumer goes to publicsq.com, they create an account for free, and they're immediately exposed to over 55,000 incredible businesses from all these different industries that would love to earn your business. So much so that a majority of them will actually give you discounts for going there. And then if you're a business, you also sign up for free. You click add your business at publicsq.com, and you can begin the journey. You see our set of 5 company core values. You agree to respect those core values, meaning you're not going to spend time, money, or resource antagonistically against them. And we invite you into the community, and it's an incredible opportunity to put you in front of the right consumers.
And then is there any extra cost to the consumer in terms of purchasing these products, or you're just connecting them directly and let the transaction go on?
That's exactly right. Today, we make our money through advertising. So we have advertising revenue from businesses that would like to prioritize their engagement on the platform. They would like to experience more exposure. We also make our own products. So just last week, we actually launched a diaper company. You might think that's kind of random. Why would a marketplace launch a diaper company? The reason is simple. We learned over the last year, as we've had well over 1 million consumers create accounts on the platform and tell us what they're looking for, that there's a massive hole in the market in the baby care industry, diapers and wipes. Unfortunately, most of that industry has taken a very anti-family, anti-life messaging. It's very strange. So we went out and we created a diaper company called EveryLife. That's at everylife.com. That's very simple. No matter where you're from, what you look like, background, every life is a miracle. And it's a hopeful, refreshing message. Then we get the opportunity to do that with multiple products into the future so that we can make sure that for any of your needs as a consumer, we've got you covered.
As the Mandalorian would say, this is the way. Michael, we are rooting for you. Keep us up to date on the progress of this, well, alternate economy. This is the way. There's more to come on O'Connor Tonight.